Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Ruled Waves 3 with me, Alpha Omega, and Kaiserliche Marine, the Navy of the German Empire. So this episode is gonna be something special. It's gonna be a sort of a transition from a war-like navy to a peacetime navy, which will require a dramatic change in our current operations and some really interesting plans for the future. I have thought about a couple of ways how I could do this, and in the end I have decided one that I consider the best possibility, and that is to do everything on camera. Because I don't have enough information about making this completely off the camera and just give you the results. So I think it might be good to do a general review of our navy together and then see what we can do with it. So that's what we're gonna do. But just as a recap, we won the war against Italy, and by winning the war, Austria-Hungary got Albania, we got Rhodos, and we got Eritrea. So we became more dominant in the Indian Ocean. We now have not a colony, but a land in the Mediterranean. And we have not lost a single war yet. I mean, we only had two, but this one was pretty dramatic. The fact that we managed to get peace with Great Britain and United States is quite interesting. I know that Great Britain had some really big anti-war demonstrations, but considering they were blockading us and our unrest was already at 6, continuing with the war and trying to break the blockade would most likely hurt us more than them, and I literally have no... I mean, yeah, we could want to get, for example, Yemen off them, or we could ask for Kenya, or what is this one? No, that's not what I wanted. Zanzibar? Yeah, that has to be Zanzibar, yeah. But none of these are that valuable. None of those have oil, as I checked. And I really don't feel like, they would bring us that much. So ending the war and actually having the time to rework our situation is, in my opinion, much better in the long run. So yeah, that's just the general introduction, and now we can look at it. So honestly, the situation is not looking all that good. Our yearly budget has been cut down to 153,000 Reichsmark, and that means we have just 12,750 per month. We are, however, already at a deficit of nearly 7,000 every month, so we need to cut our expenses by quite a significant portion, 1/3 actually, because our total expenses are 19,440. And that means we're just unable to do this. The thing is, the easiest way that we could do this is just pause some ship construction. But I don't want to do that. Honestly, I don't want to do that for a number of reasons. But the most prevalent one is that I want these ships in service as fast as possible. And then we can limit our future construction. But we do want these as fast as possible. So what can we do other than that? Well, the biggest expense is, of course, construction. Maintenance is the second largest expense that we have, and pretty much just the only one, apart from everything else, that we can... Okay, well, one thing. We can kill the intelligence. That's gonna save us a little bit, so that's good. But, it's just a little bit. Yeah, so for the... who are we? Okay, Spain, low. Okay, so now we saved a little bit. Good job. Now these are all of our ships. If we put every single one of them into reserve, actually if we put every single one of them in mothballed, what would that do? Okay, you're not in a home area, so we can't even do that. But okay, that saved us a little bit of money. So let's put you back to active fleet. We'll need to mothball pretty much every single ship that we can anyway. So Let's look at it from a little bit of a different standpoint. I would like to see which ships... Okay, who are we paying the highest maintenance for? It's Rhine and Oder. Okay, so we're paying quite a lot of maintenance because they are away. Okay, so let's move everyone that's in the Mediterranean into... wait, do we have everyone? Okay, you know what? Let's move everyone into the Baltic. We're gonna move you to the Baltic. And we're gonna move you from Northern Europe to the Baltic as well. So that we have everyone there and we can work with them. Now we have you in Southern Africa, Southeast Asia, that's fine. Do we have anyone on trade protection or something? No. So that's fine. Oh, everybody is on active fleet. Okay, corvettes. Where are my corvettes? Over here. Indian Ocean, Northeast Asia. Capacity, tonnage and fortification. Okay, so that's fine. You, the Nebula. Can I mothball you? I think I can mothball you, right? Yeah, so that's possible. You are fine. Southeast Asia. South American East Coast. You are definitely moving to the Baltic. I'm gonna figure out what to do with you. Southeast Asia, Northeast Asia, that's fine. Okay, now the ships that are already in the Baltic, who are they? We have a bunch of these destroyers, and I actually think that these ones are, I mean, we're basically paying nothing for them. But these are so old, and they're still capable of 27 knots. But I think we're gonna mothball them. Even though we're not gonna save much on those, I want to mothball them. So yeah, now we're paying just 2, so we saved a little bit. And then we have these guys. So we have Worf as a Weisenberg who never really got to where it was supposed to go. So you are in Indian Ocean, you're in the Northeast Asia. So you were supposed to move to Southern Africa. And can we put you to reserve? No. It's not in a home area. I'm paying for you this much. I'm thinking at this point we would do best to just mothball them. 27. Okay, so we're gonna save on you. Let's move you to the Baltic as well. And we're gonna mothball you too. Now, the other ships that we have here, we have the Fürst Bismarcks. Now, these ships are not bad. They're definitely not bad, but they are aging very poorly. They are down to 18, maybe 19 knots. Not great, and they could definitely get a little bit better. So what could we do with you? If you replaced machinery, give you coal and turbine. Yeah, we could get you barrel to 20 knots. Upgrade your guns. Could give you the director. But there's no way to get you to 21. If I removed some of the torpedo launchers, then we could do it, but 21 knots is still... It would cost 8,080. I'll just give you the aft. So then we have a decent amount. This would be doable. 8,070 to refit them. I think we're not gonna do any refits for now. We're just gonna put everyone to mothballs and just take it case by case, because the next war is not gonna come for at least a couple of years, I hope. And by the time we'll be fighting with ships like these and ships like Victoria Louise or, you know, the first Bismarcks are just not gonna be able to hack it. Because one hit from these is enough to sink them. Okay, so for now, the ones in the Baltic, Gaffions, you are all gonna go to mothballs, straight up to mothballs. Fiesta Cullen is gonna be mothballed as well. Okay, so we're down to 5,748 per month. That gives us almost 2 turns, after which we're gonna have to stop construction now. But we are still Southern Africa, Amazonia. You can definitely. We're just gonna leave the corvettes out. We're gonna see what we can do with those. If they're gonna be enough, but I think they should be. Southern Africa's corvettes. You're moving Northeast Asia. Brandenburg can move home. We might scrap the Weissenbergs. They didn't do anything during this war, and thus I think they might be completely useless. We're gonna have to completely rearrange our fleets as well, because we will have a completely different structure here. Prince Heinrich. That one is a decent belt, but their Jesus Christ, their engines are also aging like there's no tomorrow. Could get them to 22 knots. I think we would have to delete both of their tubes, but 11,000 yards and -1 quality, 10,000 yards, 2.39. A big portion of our fleet is just too old, honestly, for good measure. They're just too old. So anything else that we can cut here, because we're not gonna make it next turn at this rate. So you're moving from the Mediterranean to Northern Europe. I think I could actually put you to reserve there already. Königs, those are okay. We're gonna have to do something with the Deutsche Kaisers, because these guys are just falling apart, honestly. What kind of rebuild would be possible here? So you replace machinery and give you the turbines. Could get you to 22 knots potentially. We can upgrade the guns. Quality -1. And no torpedo defense. We could give you the director. Okay, that's just making everything crazy heavy. Okay, I could lower the ammo for secondaries and tertiaries. No, that would make it way more expensive. So let's not play with that. But Okay, 8-inch guns of quality 0 are actually pretty good. So this is worth it. It's gonna prolong their quality for quite some time. Speed a priority. I'm considering removing a pair of the secondaries. Or maybe 2 pairs to get them to 24 knots, because then they are way more effective. So this would work. Though look at that. Jesus, that's like 34,000? Well, okay, that's still way cheaper than anything else that we can build. Okay, it's about as expensive, slightly more expensive than a Karlsruhe. It would prolong their life for quite some time. But we can do it later, I think. We can just let them mothball. We can leave pretty much every single ship right now in reserve or mothballed. We're gonna decide what to do with them later on as we create these new babies. Because Berlin and Frankfurt, those are gonna be core battlecruisers. They're gonna be leading our navies. And I would like to have basically the Berlin and battlecruiser as the first ships in the new North Sea fleet, and they are going to be accompanied by Rhine and Oder, so that's going to be the first battlecruiser squadron. And we could have the Deutsche Kaisers and maybe the Donau with them, accompanying them. Donau hasn't been rebuilt yet. Somehow it's still holding, it still has 20 knots speed. This one would definitely need to be completely rebuilt, because if we do anything with these, but yeah, this one is actually capable of getting to 24 knots, no problem. Upgrade the secondaries. And we could just, well, if we remove some of these mounts, and I need to add something else here, but yeah, it's possible to get them to 24 knots. So 24 knots is gonna be basically the new speed of our ships. Or we could have Oder and Rhine as the second battlecruiser squad. So we'd have primary, which would be in the Northern Sea, and secondary, which would be considered, an older one. Rhine and Oder, they could be located in the Baltic. And basically the Baltic fleet would be the Rhines and Deutsche Kaisers and Donau. And the Baltic fleet, the Northern Sea fleet would then get the new ships. Basically the Königs von Bayern would be there instead, because they're honestly stronger than... They have a little bit less armor, but they are stronger than the Deutsche Kaisers. Not even that much of an issue. And they have way more... They have more than double the firepower of primaries of the... So it might be best to basically do it that way. So we'll have the first and second fleet, and then we just need to make sure that the Hansas and Karlsruhes are working, and everything else is just going to be relegated to mothballs or reserve fleets in the colonies, because I cannot really imagine what kind of role they could play in a modern conflict, and some of them will need to be downright scrapped. Which is most likely going to be the Weisenbergs. We're finally going to scrap those. The Hertas, these are all the Gavions. We rebuilt some. They're capable of 22 knots, so that is not that bad, but... Oh my god, these ones are just falling apart. Yeah, this war hasn't really been kind to us. The fierce Bismarcks, I can imagine them somewhere in the colonies, because it will be important for us to have the strongest battle fleet in Europe, but colonies we must not forget about as well. You saw what happened, they dominated us in these areas pretty dramatically, so strengthening the presence in the Northeast Asia and in Indian Ocean especially is going to be important, so we will have a tertiary fleet in there. Okay, well, with that said, I think we're pretty much done here. There literally is not much we can do at this point, especially with the construction and everything. So let us just end the turn and see our first peace report. So Grand Admiral Heine is promoted to Admiral, okay, and Captain Suzy Stockman is promoted to Grand Admiral as well. Captain Suzy Miller is placed in command of heavy cruiser Iran Isabel. Intelligence from Great Britain refitting the ship's light cruiser in the hand of heavy guns. Reports of Spanish scientists inventing automatic range transmitter. Okay, so the monthly balance actually dropped, or the monthly deficit has dropped, or something happened, Can we... No, we could only scrap our submarines, that's the issue. I'm thinking we might scrap U4, U8 and U11 because those are the oldest subs that we have. And the reliability is heavily below 60%, so let's scrap these three. It's gonna save us a little bit more money. Coastal submarines. Actually thinking I could move you to the Mediterranean. Actually, no, let's keep you in Northern Europe for now because we're not really doing much. How good are the subs that we're building right now? The coastal submarines have a reliability of 70. And medium range submarines also. Okay. So ships in service, do we have... You're in Northern Europe. So can I just move all of you now? Yes, I could. And that saves us an insane amount of cash. Yep. So we're just gonna put you all to reserve. Actually, the mothballs are just gonna be dumped back to the port and wait for extensive refits because these guys are not really useful for anything for now, really. Southeast Asia, we have you in the Baltic, you're also moving. Okay, so that dropped our monthly balance to just shy of 2,500 Reichsmark. Still not gonna be enough. But if we would just pause construction of, for example, the Berlin, then it will be okay for now. Okay, so all of the ships are moving. Okay, balls. Yeah, I think we're gonna scrap the Weissenbergs. They didn't really do anything during the previous conflict. Capable of only 15 knots. There really isn't anything that we can do with them here. We put like diesel on them. Okay. Gas turbine. $20,000. How much are we paying for them? Way too much now, but that's because they're not mothballed yet. So no, wait, actually 27. Okay, when they're mothballed, we can keep them in mothballs, so we're gonna decide what to do with them. Okay, and tonnage on foreign stations is suffering, so I need to take some ships from you and put you to foreign stations. And that's gonna make it work. Okay, so that's the second turn. Done. So let's end it. You have more than half the fleet tonnage mothballed. The Kaiser thinks this is an unacceptable low level of readiness. Oh, okay. Well, that sucks. Kaiser has absolutely no idea what he's talking about, though. So, I wish he let me do my job. But okay, we can put the Donalds Deutsche Kaisers to reserve. It's gonna make everything again more expensive. What about now? Half the fleet tonnage mothballed. Okay. Displacement. You're in reserve. And you're gonna be in reserve as well. Okay, that saved us again a little bit of money. You're in reserve. And we could potentially put you guys in reserve. Okay, now that works. So research breakthrough, fire control, 12 feet rangefinder, gradual national accuracy improvement. Admiral Kettner has retired. Admiral Lassmann, below average, is placed in command of the Baltic. Admiral Langfeld is promoted to Fleet Admiral. Contra-Admiral Eisen is promoted to Admiral and placed in command of Indian Ocean. Admiral Heine, commander of the Mediterranean Station, has retired. Contra-Admiral Stockmann is promoted to Admiral and placed in command of the Mediterranean. Tensions between USA and France decrease. Research breakthrough, fire control, and we have more ships in Southeast Asia. That's fine. So why the hell are you guys over there? You were supposed to move to the Baltic. We're pulling all of the navies back. Oh, we can keep you there. Northeast Asia. Okay, so that's fine. In Northern Europe. Reserve fleet, you guys are mothballed. Weissenberg, Gaffion, okay, and the Baltic. Okay, so who do we have in active fleet left? Victoria Louise. So, to reserve, Rostock. Reserve, Southeast Asia, the Baltic, and then abroad, that's fine, it's foreign stations. You are moving, so you're gonna go to reserve as well. Okay, we're severely lowering the expenses, which is amazing. Northeast Asia, Northern Europe. Okay, we have just a couple of ships in active duty. Okay, you are moving. Okay, well, save a little bit more, but we're not gonna get below 2,000 in deficit. I wish we had some way how to fix our current predicament, but we just have to stop one of the constructions. An anti-Spanish rebellion has broken out in Cuba. Again? That's funny. A naval gun research, 15-inch guns research, quality -1. Contra-Admiral Schneeven, the below average, is placed in command of Northern Sea Fleet Heavy Cruiser Corps. Captain Surza Seiferling is promoted to Contra-Admiral. Captain Surza Strater is placed in command of Marie Claire. Italy is rumored to hold its construction of battlecruiser due to financial difficulties. Well, we're going to be following its suit really soon. Admiral Efson, Contra-Admiral Seiferling, Frigate and Captain Bertelsmann. Okay, so let us check this beauty of 15-inch guns. What do we have? Here's Frankfurt. So you can shoot at 22,000 yards, penetration 8.28. 15-inch guns. 21,600. So that was, yeah, that was in every single conceivable way. 22,828. And these ones have 846. No, the 14-inch guns with quality 0 are better in every way at this point. So there's no point in going to 15-inch. I think 14-inch guns will actually work for us extremely well. So us, Great Britain and the United States are very advanced. France, Italy and Russia are average. Austria-Hungary is average, and Spain and Japan are backwards. It's kind of sad because Spain is basically building all of their ships from scratch. Yeah, they have a couple of... They have a new Dreadnought, Argonauta. Jesus Christ, that one is very slow and very overgunned. 12 11-inch guns. 14 6-inch guns. It's basically a floating platform. And the battlecruiser Princesa de Asturias. They have really interesting... This is a design and that I saw many times, but I still prefer to have one gun midship. I don't like to have such heavy guns with a very limited, angle of fire. These ones can just shoot to the sides. I mean, the game models it very well that a ship that has basically enemy here and here will shoot all of its guns. It's not like it won't, but I still prefer to have a, full broadside of the heavy ships. And what about this one? That is... Do you know when it was built? 1908, really? So they're still building pre-Dreadnoughts, 18 knots. Also very heavily gunned. 12 7-inch, and they are in turrets, and 4 11-inch. Alfonso, speed to 20. Yeah, they're really not. They have a lot of destroyers, but they're all 300 tons. Okay, they have a couple here, 500 tons one. Again, the game might be lying about anything, here. It's not like we know that they're telling the truth. How about you guys? You're my friends. Battlecruiser Crane. 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that our ships are gonna be amazing when they're finished compared to enemies. So, courageous, invincible. 9 11-inch guns. 3 triple turrets. Yeah. We'll challenge you, and because we're faster and have a higher caliber, do we? We do, but we have less of them, but much more heavily armed and faster. So the British battlecruisers will be outgunned. What about Dreadnoughts? Down. These have a lot of guns, but again, very slow. British ships aren't all that good. Interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna call it an episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun, and in the next one we're gonna probably finish off the rest of the year, but we're gonna have some heavy choices to do. I think the best one is gonna be to pause the construction of Berlin, and we're gonna finish them pretty much at the same time, both Berlin and Frankfurt, because by that time König von Bayern and Karlsruhe are gonna be finished. Seelover will also be finished, and we can then start building also the new destroyers. Won't we? We have designed the G1, which actually can lay mines, and as I think it is a medium range destroyer, isn't it? the G1. Yeah, it's medium, normal accommodation, 30 knots, and it can carry mines. So, way better. Anyway, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next episode.